A very warm welcome all our HSBC customers to our Beyond Banking initiative covering this informative webinar today on how HSBC India supports parents and students in planning for overseas education. We understand that sending your child abroad for higher studies is an exciting yet emotionally and financially complex decision. The prospect of letting your child venture out into a new world can be both thrilling and nerve wracking. Parents often face several challenges throughout this process, including financial planning. Securing funds for overseas education can be a significant hurdle. Understanding financial options, navigating the application process for loans, and managing expenses abroad can be overwhelming. University selection, identifying the right university that matches your child's academic aspirations and budget can be a daunting task. The complexities of standardized testing, application procedures, and building a strong application profile requires careful guidance. Traveling and settling abroad. The logistics of visa applications, travel arrangements, finding accommodation, and adapting to a new culture can be stressful for both parents and students. At HSBC, we understand these challenges and we are here to support you every step of the way. With a global network and extensive experience in managing student accounts, we offer a comprehensive range of solutions. Financing options, we can work with you to explore various financing options, including student loans, education investment plans, and preferential rates for HSBC Premier clients. Expert guidance. Our dedicated relationship managers can guide you through the application process for loans, simplify the currency transfers, and provide personalized advice. Global network. Our international presence allows us to connect with you with resources and support network overseas, making the transition smoother for your child. In today's webinar, in partnership with HDFC Credila, a leading student loan provider company in India, we will delve deeper into these topics and equip you with the knowledge and tools needed to navigate the exciting yet challenging journey of overseas education. I am delighted to introduce our esteemed speaker today, Shweta Jain from HDFC Credila. With over 18 years of experience in banking sector, Shweta is currently working as the Vice President, Head of Channel Management at HDFC Credila. Shweta spearheads strategic initiatives to amplify partner alliances and drive lead growth. Her pragmatic approach and strategic vision has played a pivotal role in HDFC Credila's success in the competitive banking landscape. I now welcome Shweta, who will clear all your queries on this topic. Dear parents and students who have joined us live, please feel free to ask any questions in the comment session you may have during the Q&A session. So, hi Shweta, thank you for your time today. I would request you to please start with, educating us on what is the overseas education market size in India currently, and how does HDFC Credila touch their lives?
Thank you, Deepa. Thank you for the kind introduction. And honestly, it is an extreme privilege of both HDFC Credila and mine to be addressing to such an esteemed audience as that of HSBC. And we really, really cherish this opportunity. But yes, coming to the topic that we have in hand, right? Abroad education, and here we are talking about education of our young ones, of the kids, or ours, right? What we see is, and this is something that we have observed, that every year there is this growing demand for students wanting to go abroad. If I just circle back about a decade back, right, it was study abroad was very nascent. It was something which was limited to a chosen few, right? Not everybody used to undertake abroad studies because there was no clarity about the course, country, college, what are the future prospects, how to apply, how to go about it. But then, yes, of course, the market has evolved since then. I do not have the current year's figures, but it is very interesting to note that as per last financial year, right, where about 7.5 lakh students actually have traveled abroad to pursue their studies. This, of course, includes students across all segments, be it schools, right, be it undergraduation or for their post-graduation. Now, interesting, We always think of study abroad, like if Deepa and I are talking, we will only think about postgraduate as a study abroad option. But again, yes, we know that undergraduate route is also gaining momentum. What is increasingly interesting to see that even schooling abroad is actually becoming a very, very mass and a popular option. It is no longer limited to a chosen few. Deepa, you're on mute.
Thanks, Shweta. Thank you for briefing us. Could you please tell us, what are the competitors of HDFC Credila? Because I'm sure there are banks, there are NBFCs, and how is HDFC Credila different in this competitive market?
Okay, very interesting. So, first of all, as we know, education abroad in itself is a very, very recent phenomena, right? It is not something, as in it is a recent phenomena from a mass perspective. Okay. Now, what is education loan? Why to take education loan? Who are my competitors? So, as I was relaying a story about a decade back, educate people, students were undertaking study abroad, but they were more going through their family savings or through the family borrowings, etc. But there was no structured loan finance route which was available. Now, of course, as the demand grew, and then HDFC Credila also takes an extreme pride in saying that we identified the need, that there is a specific need for a product to be undertaken for study abroad as an education segment. So we started undertaking these changes, and we developed a product specifically for study abroad. So while we had our competitors, and as a company, we were incorporated in 2006. So our competitors were always there. They had extensive products for India education because they still knew what Indian education system is all about, right? What kind of colleges are there? What kind of courses are there? What is the average course fee? And none of those products were matching the needs for an abroad traveler, right? Or a student who's wanting to go and study abroad more because, yes, the the cycle time changes, the course fee changes, the nuances changes. You need to make the payment of the fee in foreign currency. It's no longer an Indian rupee. So we have devised an extremely unique product, right? Uh, and I would want to say that I don't want to say that we do not have any competitors, but we are miles ahead from our competitors, is what I would want to say, because we understand the student route, we understand the student market. We have been undertaking these loans for nearly 2 decades, right? And we exactly know what my student is required, what kind of job opportunities they have, what are the basic instances they need. For example, we would have my as such, education loan is provided by all financial institutions, right? You would have public sector banks who will be giving out loans, but they're not comfortable giving loans for abroad education, right? We have select private sector banks who are giving loans for abroad education, but they do not understand universities beyond a certain ranking. Now, not everybody can be in the top 100 or the top 150 universities of the world, right? And there is a mix of the course and the college that they would want to do. There is a student who's extremely ambitious, let's say about undertaking a particular course, which may not be in the top 100 courses, but it also depends on the child's aspirations. So these kind of information, we know more because, I would want to really quote this figure. Over the years, we have funded more than 3 billion US dollars, right? That's the amount of funding that we have actually given. And these are all individual education loans to the students that we do. We have actually funded students and their study pursuits across 61 countries, 4,500 plus institutes, and 3,200 plus courses. So that is the might with which Credila has made a name for themselves. And that's why I said that, while there is competition, but yes, we are miles ahead of them. So
Thanks, Shweta. And I understand, yes, I have myself taken a student loan, and while there are Indian banks available, and I did take from Indian Bank, but it is a tedious process. It is complicated with loads of documentation, and you need guarantors, etc. So a lot of questions have already come on guarantors Shweta. If I am a student and if I want to take a loan from HDFC Credila, do I need to take guarantor for all the loans? Is it for undergraduate, postgraduate courses? And do you need a guarantor in overseas country as well? Is what the parents are asking.
So the answer is very simple. Along with the student, we need one co-applicant on the loan. The idea being that the student, of course, is would be busy after some time to study abroad, to pursue their study abroad, right? In case of any discussion, in case of any conversation, etc., we need to be in touch with the local co-applicant. And that is why we need somebody in India who needs to be a co-applicant. Typically, we see that the parents are the co-applicants in a student loan, right? Uh, Again, parents may be working, they may be pensioners, they may be retired individuals. We really do not underwrite a case basis income, right? We underwrite it basis a healthy mix of students' academics, income, and we also take note of wealth, right? Because not all of them, it's not like we need a checkbox against all three, and that's how we will sanction a loan. So it's a healthy mix. We do understand child's aspirations, we do understand the future. We kind of correlate the kind of career journey that the child is really wanting to undertake. So what I would want to say is that we are quite we understand this product and we understand students. So we can structure and tailor a product basis the students' needs.
So you mean that if my parent is retired, I can still avail a loan from Credila?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so that comes to the next question. What are the application process and the timelines if we have to apply for a loan from Credila?
So Deepa, again, you mentioned that you yourself had taken a loan, right? And this is in extreme real life situation. The student is in one location, the parent is in second location, and that is why ours is an extremely digital process, right? What we do is that the student can be in any part of the country, the co-applicant can be in another part of the country. They don't really need to come together, schedule a visit and visit our branch. No. So this is what a traditional bank is, that you are expected to visit a branch, you are expected to submit your documents in physical copy, you submit to talk about your case. I think more than a university application, the loan application also becomes as lengthy as university application. But here in Credila, we are really cutting all of this. What we do is jump straight. Okay, there is a digital platform that is available. You guys can, the students can absolutely apply themselves. If they are unable to do so, we also have assisted journeys. We have our complete army of relationship managers who actually handhold the customers, explain to them the process, which is absolutely digital. They need to go online, upload their documents, fill in basic questionnaire, and apply for a loan. Then we start underwriting those and understanding the students' aspirations. Interesting to note, we speak to each and every customer. We understand what they are looking for, what is the loan amount they are looking for. We actually undertake certain amount of financial guidance, because many a time students are only taking a loan for the tuition fee. Is tuition fee good enough, or should they extend it beyond tuition fee? Those are the kind of discussions that we understand. What are the living expenses? If it is a 2 year or a 3 year course, have they built in inflation into those discussions? Because these are certain aspects that they miss out, right? And once the student is abroad, then it's very difficult. They really do not know how to make their ends meet. So we undertake all of these discussions, we understand, and then we sanction a loan. Typical loan sanction process is about 7 working days is what we take. But then it completely holistically covers the loan sanction. It is not like an in principle approval that the student gets.
That's quite comforting, Shweta. So you mean to say that the customer, along with the student, does not need to come to Credila's office or meet anyone in person. It's a digital process end to end, right? So that again that comes to the next question, which one of the student I think has asked is that he did not take a student loan in the first year, and now for the second year, I think he needs the loan. So can he apply during the second year of his undergraduation program? or he cannot get the loan?
So absolutely. So Deepa, in fact, there are multiple options which are available. Again, a postgraduate course can be a 6-month course, 1-year course, or a 2-year course. Again, it depends on the course that the customer is taking. So one is, and again, in an undergraduate course, it is still a 3-year course. The parent may be thinking that the first year they can proceed, the second and the third year they may want funds. So even in between of the study cycle, one can apply for a loan and they can get a loan sanctioned, right? So it's not something that you can only apply for a loan before the course or the curriculum starts. The second important thing that needs to be noted is that there is a refinance option also that is available. Maybe the parents and the family were very busy in just checking what is the best option for the student, right? So they actually did not have time, or they did not want to take the added thing of loans. And as we progress in this webinar, they will also understand why a loan is more beneficial, right? So they may want to take a reimbursement of the fee. That is also possible. So you can take a loan for the future payments and also cover the existing payments that you have done.
Understood. So I think what you mean to say is that there are a lot of premier customers of ours who do have investments with us or funds with us or in their bank account. So is it advisable for them to take a loan according to you, or should they, if they have 2 crores in their account, they should make the fees from their own funds?
So Deepa, and to all my HSBC clients, right? What I would just say that at the outset you may think loan, why should we take a loan? And of course, I know the kind of clients that we serve in HSBC Premier League, right? So with that, my simple thing is that yes, it is all about leveraging your funds, right? It is about leveraging your, ensuring that your money earns more than it works harder for you than how hard you work for to earn it. So there are two reasons why a loan is beneficial than a simple, let's say, payment through self sources. First of all, we see that if an applicant is an income tax assessee in India, then as per income tax laws in India, the entire interest that we pay in education loan can be claimed as a tax-free rebate under Section 80E. And I do know that majority of us run our home loans only for the 1.5 lakh and the 2 lakh rebates that we earn. But in the same stead, we kind of miss out on the entire interest income. So I will just take a small numerical example here, and I would want to like detail this out. Assuming that the interest rate for your loan is coming out to be 10%, right? Imagine a 30%, 10% is the total outflow for the loan funds that is happening on an annual basis. And if there is a 30% rebate, that means the effective interest rate is coming out to be just 7%, right? Deepa, I really don't want to comment, but I know the FD rates, right? I know the
Yes.
fixed deposit rates of HSBC. I'm myself an HSBC customer. So with that there, so I think I have made a point as to why we should be doing, why should everybody should be taking an education loan. And mind you, this is just one of the advantage, which is clearly, which I can maybe explain. The second advantage, which is an added advantage, is the TCS on the foreign remittances. We are talking about the international corridor. We are talking about international remittances, and we definitely know this fact that there is a levy of TCS on all foreign remittances, and they go up to 20%. Now, again, somebody in the group can come back and say, but that is for general remittance, and mine would be an education remittance. Education related remittance, I understand TCS is 5%, but if you do this remittance, buy a certificate through an education loan, it drops to 0.5%. Now, a clear advantage of a 19.5% to somebody who can't represent that this is an education remittance, to an advantage of 4.5% to somebody who's wise enough that they can represent it is an education remittance. I think it is a deal winner. Plus, of course, making your child more independent, making, I think, somewhere setting this concept of value of money very, very right for them, right? And making them also, maybe it is not the right time for you to take out your investments, right? At the end of it, all of you have invested thinking of a certain goal. maybe the markets are in such a manner that you may not want to withdraw. Or think about it that I would also want to link it to something here, that education loan, at least with Credila, it does not, repayment of loans do not attract any foreclosure penalty. So there is no push, or there is no, what do you say, hurry for you to unlock your investments, right? What I would say is take a loan, be comfortable, let your investments mature at the right time, and once they are mature enough, once it is done, then think about either further flowing it back into an investment, and if you want to settle the loan, go ahead, settle the loan. How does it matter?
Absolutely. So clearly, there is a financial saving in terms of your tax rates, in terms of TCS, and of course, the opportunity loss of making higher deposit rates. If even if you're a very conservative person, even a FD would give you a higher rate of interest, which will, you'll be definitely saving if you take a loan and send to your child. And of course, as Shweta said, that the value of money is also what we want to teach our kids, and this definitely helps if there is a loan taken. So Shweta, I am flooded with chat queries on what are the collateral requirements at Credila. I understand that it would depend from university to university and every case would be different, but there's a generic guidance. Could you tell us that up to what loan amount can you give unsecured, and after that you need a secured loan, and what are the kind of securities that you accept?
Okay, so first of all, I would want to really say that secured loan is an option. It is not mandatory. So Credla actually pioneered this particular market by offering unsecured loans up to 75 lakhs, right? So that is one bit that we had done, and we were extremely confident in doing it. But again, there are certain benefits that come across in a secured loan, right? And of course, higher loan amount, uh, better interest rates, longer this thing. So these are certain benefits that come with a secured loan. And in case somebody is wanting to go for a secured loan, then we can place a lien on your fixed deposits with HSBC, right? That is one option. Or you can propose to initiate a fixed deposit with HSBC, and we can definitely place a lien there. The second is, yes, we can also place a lien with your collateral, with an existing collateral that you have, be it a land, a commercial property, a residential property, any kind of property in India, which, except for an agricultural land, is where we can place our thing. So think about it. The asset remains yours. You can consume the asset the way you want to. It is just a lien that we are placing it. Except for fixed deposits, the interest is also yours, right? The interest keeps getting accrued onto the main principal. So as such, your amount remains same, and you get benefits of a secured loan, which is lower interest rate and higher loan amount.
Okay, so one of our NRI customers asking that if he wants to take a student loan for his child, will a plot in India be acceptable by Credila, or you want residential complex, or is it against a commercial complex also, or a plot that you can give?
So we can definitely take it against a plot. Okay, of course, our team of legal and valuation advisors would be undertaking the feasibility of the same. But a plot of land, as long as it is not an agricultural plot of land, we can clearly take that.
Okay, I see a lot of questions on how is HSBC and HDFC Credila related. So let me answer that. So HSBC has, in one of our 6 international promises to our clients, beyond banking is one of the 6 promises that we do. And in beyond banking, we do partner with specialists. Like Crimson, for example, is our education loan consultant partner. We have HDFC Credila as our student loan provider. We also do study insurance or student insurance for traveling overseas in partnership with Bajaj Alliance. So we do have a lot of partners with whom we work. And it's because we don't want to just be a banking partner, but we also want to be a part of our international customers, and that's how Credila is today there, and they are talking to us on how can they help our customers in meeting their financial requirements for studying overseas. So Shweta, you did cover in collateral that we do take properties, FD, etc. Do we also give loan against mutual funds?
No, Deepa, currently that particular asset class is not open for us. We only undertake two options, which is fixed deposits and property.
Okay, no problem. So we have fixed deposit and real estate, and up to 75 lakhs, you said that they can also take an unsecured loan. So you can
Absolutely.
share the financials, and basis your financials, Shweta's team will evaluate and then tell you whether we need a collateral. If we need a collateral, then a real estate property or a fixed deposit is what they take. Okay, coming next. I am a student and I don't have an account with HSBC. How can I get the loan from Credila? Very easy. So, if you're a student, you can open an account. So, as I told you, there are 6 international promises that we make to our clients. First promise is ease of opening an account internationally. So, be it in whatever country you are, if HSBC is present, you can open an account digitally. You can open an account in India digitally. So, say for example, you're already in UK, you can by sitting in UK, you can open an account digitally for India and get your loan disbursed by the Credila team in the India account. It's a very simple process. It is called as digital investment. We open it digitally, and you don't have to travel even to a branch in UK for if you're in UK. So it's everything digital. So don't worry, you can get your loan disbursed even if you don't have it currently. The next question, Shweta, is on can I apply for a loan even if I haven't received university admission yet?
Yes, of course. In fact, what we say is that once your university admits start to pour in, you guys will be busy sorting them out, which particular university, which course, etc. So the beauty is that in HDFC Credila, I exactly what I'm saying, that given we have been doing it and we have really pioneered and the industry, we have taught the industry how to do this. Okay. So we know the need of the student. And what we say is that once you have made your thought about a study abroad, right? And you have undertaken your exam, right? These are the certain language proficiency tests that you have to undertake. And basis that you are hopeful of your admit, you should apply for a loan with us. Let us get those basic underwriting in place. While 7 days is a defined turnaround time, but there are times that certain more clarifications may be required, right? You may want to understand. And if it is a collateral backed loan, then there are some additional to and fro that may be required. So why kind of put yourself under so much of pressure, right? Take this easily, take this happily, so that you're not stressed when the admits come, and then sort through your admits. Whenever you finalize your admit, give us that admit letter. We will just rework on the transaction and we will give you the sanction letter accordingly. Another important thing, you kind of take the admit letter one and then your dream admit comes. What will happen? Give us that dream admit. That's okay. We will, resanction the loan. It is just about updation of the course, country, college, everything, right? We do understand that the first admit may not be your dream admit, and if your dream admit comes, come what may, you will drop your first admit. So we are very, very agile when it comes to things like these. And again, as I say, that while it is a digital application process, all through this process, you are guided by a dedicated relationship manager whose job and whose only thing is to listen to you, guide you, and even help you in each and every step.
That's quite comforting, Shweta. And I think, yes, you, as you rightly suggested, we should take a loan prior to the admission because once you get your admission, you're excited, you want to celebrate with your friends, you have to start applying for your visas, and there's a lot of things to do once you get your admission. So always be ready. And as Shweta said, that they do give a sanction letter and you have time to take disbursal. So you take a sanction, wait for the disbursal, and wait for your admission, and then you can take the disbursal immediately. That helps. Shweta, what is the payment options that Credila offers to its clients, and is there any flexibility in terms of making EMI payments that they have to pay?
So the beauty is that we do offer moratorium product. Okay. So think about it, while the child is studying and the child insists on being independent and there has to be a moratorium on repayment, we do offer principal moratorium and in fact interest moratorium as well. So during the study period, which is 2 + 1 year, the child is just supposed to pay, or the family is just supposed to pay extremely, extremely minuscule sum of money, which can be something like a 5,000 rupees of repayment that will be billed, right? The idea is basically just to ensure that the conduit is going, so that tomorrow when they want to make a payment, that time we are not scrambling for an natch update and a repayment instruction update. And again, this is the most minimum, and the maximum is the EMI. So in between anything, so these are the two extremes that I have defined. Okay. Now there are customers who want to absolutely go for moratorium. We are happy for them. We can assist. There are somebody who insists on an EMI. Yes, we understand. We are happy to service them. There is somebody who wants a flexible repayment. We are very happy. I've already covered that there is no foreclosure penalty on repayment of an education loan. So if somebody wants to pay again, do a bulk pay, withdraw, these are all options that they can do. So what I'm saying, it's an extremely customer friendly product that we have, right? It is something which is student centric and customer friendly, thinking about the needs of the parents, right? And how they want to service this loan.
So Shweta, as you said that there is flexibility available. So what is the tenor in for which you issue a student loan? And can I reduce the tenor maybe? So if I take the longest tenor for the loan, but then once I get a job, I want to prepay it faster. So how is that flexibility there? If you could give in one example, maybe.
So what we can do is that sometimes the loan tenures are defined uh, as per the eligibility, right? But then one can, to reduce the tenor, step up the repayment, okay, and also do bulk partial prepayments. So when I say that partial prepayment, the full loan foreclosure does not come at an additional cost. Even the partial prepayments do not come at any additional cost. So you can be flexible as to how much you want, what do you want, how do you want to pay. All of those things we are happy to, what do you say, undertake. Absolutely.
Awesome, great. There are a lot of questions on, my son has completed his first year, my son has completed his second year, and it's a 5-year program. I want to apply for a loan now. Yes, as Shweta cleared it earlier as well. So it's not mandatory to you take for you to take the loan from the first year. If you have self-sponsored for your children's education for the first 1 or 2 years and you want to take it for the remaining years, you can very much apply for the loan and take the loan starting now. Shweta, what about if I have paid for 2 years and it's a 5-year program, for example, undergrad program, and I want to get the first 2 years also reimbursed again? Is it possible for the first 2 years also to be reimbursed?
Deepa, I would not really want to say the first 2 years, because again, the first year is quite a history for the transaction to be undertaken. But let us see the application, right? Because again, if it is a 5-year program, the first year is gone, but the later 1 year, the current year, and the future years, that can be kind of taken into consideration and be done into this.
Great. So I think people who have questions on mid semester or mid course payments, you can reach out to your HSBC RM. They will facilitate for a conversation with the Credila team, and we can help you sort that out and get further clarity, because it will depend case to case, as Shweta said. Uh, in terms of the payments, Shweta, so you did mention that you can repay after within 6 months after the course is over, or when you get the job earlier. But if the parent wants to start paying for the principal repayment also from the first year itself, like the loan got disbursed say in May, and from June I want to start paying EMI for the principal also, that flexibility is allowed and they can pay the payments.
Yes, that flexibility is 100% allowed. As I said, that the most lenient form of repayment is interest only, and that to a partial interest. And the most strict form of repayment is EMI. If somebody wants to choose something in between, they want to change the repayment mode in between the tenure of the loan, all of that is absolutely feasible and doable and possible.
Okay. Now, Shweta, that you told us about the interest cost, which can be taken as a tax benefit while for the parent when they are paying the principal or the EMI. Uh, is there any cap for number of years this benefit is available as per the current income tax rules, or is it
Deepa,
only
for
for the
this
first year?
particular thing, I would really want the users to just consult their tax
Tax
consultant.
consultants. Perfect.
Yes, these
Perfect.
are these are slightly tricky questions, and I would not really want to comment because I'm not privy to their ITRs and hence would not want to take them.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. So, users, if you have questions on taxation, while Shweta has given a broad line picture, but from your individual taxation, it would differ from person to person. So, we would request if you could consult your chartered accountant and reach out to that person. Now, there's a question by a student that I am studying in France, and if I take a loan, then how can I make the repayment for the loan from France if I get a job or settle down there? It's very simple. Since you will have an HSBC account, you can just send money, FX, from remittance from your France account to HSBC India account, and we will be giving you the best pricing available, and you can transfer the funds and get your repayment done into your HSBC India NR account, and which can be a repayment account for your Credila loan as well. Uh, Shweta, on the rate of interest, there are a lot of questions. I know that there is no one rate for all, it depends on various things. But is there any ballpark figure that you can tell our clients? And also, is it a fixed rate of interest or there is a floating rate of interest?
So this is a floating rate of interest that we do. We do not offer a fixed rate of interest, right? And any which ways in such a buoyant market and such a what do you say, frequently changing market, I really do not think that fixed interest rates would make any financial gain to the loan takers. The second thing is that my interest rate starts at 10.25%, right? So that is for the secured loan, and this is something that is being offered exclusively to HSBC customers, right? Now, of course, the interest rate changes from 10.25% to an unsecured loan starting at 11.25%. Okay, so these are the broad ranges. But what I would want to assure everybody here is that because of your premier relationship with HSBC, you guys are a premier client to us as well, right? And we do value the Beyond Banking initiative by HSBC, right? We value our association. We would really, really try our best to accommodate your interest and ours both.
Okay, so that brings to the next question. What are the benefits HSBC Premier clients will get, Shweta, from Credila?
Well, the biggest benefit that we are offering is that there is a big discount on the processing charges that we are doing. The interest rate benefit I've already mentioned, the assurance of personalized service, the dedicated relationship manager, faster TAT, right? That is something. And if you would see how we are managing your loans, this is an absolutely like handling it with gloves. We are also offering a 50% discount on our processing charges. So the average
Yes.
processing charges is 1.25%, and we are slashing it completely by 50% only for HSBC customers. Trust me, everybody, even if you come to Credila directly, you will not get this 50% off.
So yes, dear customers. So please, there's a ticker which is there on your screen. You can reach out to us or your Premier Relationship Manager directly, and we will introduce you to the Credila team so that you get one, of course, the discount on the processing fees. The best rate that Credila will offer to its clients, it will be offering it to us. And there are a lot of staff, HSBC staff members also have joined. So yes, HSBC is considered as a Cat A company for Credila. So we will be giving the best rates possible to our staff. So you can reach out to me if you have any loan requirement. I'll introduce you to Shweta's team, and they will give the best rates to us. Going to the next question, what are the benefits if I'm a premier client of HSBC? What are the benefits HSBC is giving me for my children's account? So yes, there are multiple benefits that you as a premier client will get if you are sending your child abroad. One is that your child will also get a premier flagging under our family banking program. So, and we also have a Premier One, Premier All. So, if you're a Premier account in India, you will get a Premier flagging in the country where your child is going. So, he or she will get benefits for all the Premier benefits that are available in that country, basis your HSBC India Premier account. In terms of forex markup on our HSBC credit card, you will get a 0.99% forex markup, which is the lowest in the market. We will also be giving you a global view mobile app where you can see all your accounts within India and outside India. So your child's account outside India, everything in one mobile app. So you can, and there will be ease of doing transactions. So we have a global view, global transfer. So ease of doing transactions between India account and say US account of your child can happen seamlessly, fee free, because it is going to be a HSBC India to HSBC US transfer. So we are not going to be charging you any fees as well for that. There is 24 into 7 global concierge service that we'll be giving, so that if suppose your child needs to talk to someone in India at late night, our concierge, so our phone banking service will be available 24 into 7. We will be giving you preferential pricing on FX and competitive pricing on deposits and the loan product that we already are discussing. In addition to that, we will also be giving your child emergency encashment of up to 2000 US dollars overseas. So in case if they lose their wallet or lose their valuables, they can just go to any of the HSBC branches in that country, and $2000 will be given to them once they show their identity. So it's a very, very good benefit for you. So please ensure that your child opens the account here in India so that they get the premier benefits in both the countries they are there. Moving to the next question, Shweta, is on uh, yeah, the next question is on again, there are a lot of questions on mid semester payments, etc., which we've already cleared. Now, the loan disbursal that happens, is it in Indian currency or in suppose the child is in Australia? So, will it happen in Australian dollars or will it happen in Indian rupees?
We do loan disbursals in Indian currency. So what we will do is we will be disbursing the loan in typically the Indian HSBC Premier account. Okay. And then the customers can absolutely take services of HSBC for the money transfer.
Understood. Thank you. And uh, like, what are the Shweta, according to you, what are the biggest mistakes that parents make, according to you, when they are sending their children overseas, and what should they do differently in terms of the loan process, where you would have seen that loans get rejected or get delayed. So what are your guidance to parents when they're applying for loan to do first time right?
My thing is, I think the first most important thing is that as is, and this is generic to all financial products, I think owning the application is extremely important. Uh, Again, while if you're applying through HSBC and to HDFC Credila, then of course there is no middleman that is involved, right? And you are guided directly to Credila as per Credila norms. But just in case there is somebody who's helping you with the loan application, my biggest recommendation is do own the application, do see what is being mentioned, what is being written, what are the terms and conditions, so that there is no angst at a later stage. Now, this is something which is very important, and why it is more important is that in a product like education loan, uh, you may apply for a loan today, which is, let's say, in May. The student may be traveling in August or September, right? So there is a long gestation period. So with that kind of a thing, it is important to make notes. It is important to understand what is required. Take 100% things about it. And equally important is applying on time. So while I have mentioned there is a long gestation period, but think about it, if you start applying only in August, where your child is about to travel in next 15, 20 days, the bank or Credla may not be able to service you well, right? So applying on time, owning the application, checking the documents, understanding what the documentary guidance is, reading the sanction letter well, understanding what are the balance documents, understanding the process, that is very important. And not really thinking of pushing everything to the last minute, right? It is better to take a disbursal couple of days in advance because there is a foreign remittance that is involved. It is better to sign the loan kit on time. And of course, this is a digital process. It is important to see whether your Aadhaar is linked to your phone number or not, because there will be OTPs, there will be that digital signing process that will be there. So these are few things that I really recommend. As a starter, you should be digitally agile. Your documentation should be correct. Your documentation should be updated. You should have your address proof updated. You should have your Aadhaar card linked to your mobile number. So all of these are extremely mandatory things. And also, please do check the validity of your passport, of your child's passport. Sometimes simple things you just miss it, right? So few things there.
Yeah, these do's and don'ts are very helpful, Shweta. The next question is around what all is covered in the loan. So, is it only university fees, or do you also give for accommodation, laptop, etc. as well?
So, Deepa, this is very interesting question. So, of course, it depends on what the family wants. First is that we can recommend, but we will not force, right? So, the basic is that yes, there is an expectation of the tuition fees to be covered. Okay. And being Credila, we cover 100% of the expense. It is not that there is a margin that is required by the child's family that they need to put in some amount of money. Now, given our extensive studies, we also see that only paying for the tuition may not be helpful because the allied associated cost may actually be 100% or more than 100% in the base tuition fee. So we fund for accommodation, we fund for airline. We do see that the child may want to come back to India once a year. So subsequent travel cost associated with it. There are living costs. It may be a science related course, or there may be some dependency on laboratory expenses, right? So that are covered. There may be certain dependency on extremely expensive books, tutorials, etc. So they are also covered. So what we say is that if a child has thought about going abroad, if a child has qualified to the dream destination and the dream course that they want, let funds not be a barrier, right? We are happy to fund for their accommodation. We are happy to fund for their tuition fee. And all of this can be done without chipping in your own budget. So we can provide up to 100%, and there is no margin that is required from the child's family.
So, Shweta, how does this work? This is quite interesting. So, how does this work? Like, if suppose, say, I have taken a disbursal of, say, 1 crore, and do I have to show you proofs of everything to get the disbursal, or how does it work? If you could share with us that.
So what does it? So देखिए, given we work so closely with university and courses, we typically have access to the university fees, right? So one biggest component is university fees that goes into there. Then rather than you submitting all proofs, we ourselves have our own team who understands and underwrites the cost of living or the living expenses kind of a there. So basis that we keep releasing blocks of money on a yearly basis. It's not that we expect students to come to us every month that okay, fine, give me a pocket money, issue me a disbursal. No, that is not something that we're looking for. But rather take a 6 to 9 month disbursal or maybe a year long disbursal and then maybe move to the second so that even a parent is not really thinking that they have to run back to the bank, take a dispersal, take this. So it is a smooth process.
And does the tuition fee go to the institute directly, or you will pay it here and then they can pay to the
We will pay
university?
it here. We will pay it in Indian rupees. We are a company incorporated in India, so we only do loan disbursals in India in customers' Indian account, right? Then they have to undertake a forex opportunity, and I think Deepa, you guys also have a
Yes,
digital platform, right?
I will add. I will add. That's what I was coming to. So, for making your institution fees, how does it work? Is that Shweta's team, Credila, will disburse the loan in HSBC's account, and from HSBC India, you can pay the university fees via our global money platform. For example, if the first year fees is say $70,000, then Shweta's team will, disburse say around 1 crore because it also include the accommodation fees, etc., right? So you take a 1 crore disbursal and take it to your HSBC India account. From your HSBC India account, we will help you and facilitate you in paying $70,000 as the university fees through our global money transfer. So ideally, what we would suggest is that you open your account here in India. You also have your child open account here in India. We will open that as an NRE or NRO account. Both the accounts we can set up for your child. And then once they go there overseas, we'll also, before they go overseas, in fact, their overseas account also will be set up with HSBC in whichever country they are going. And if we have HSBC present there, once the account is set up, you can easily do transfer between this account to the overseas account of your child, and they can make the payment, or else you can share with us the university account details and we can help you in making the payment directly to the university. There are a lot of questions on what are the HSBC charges or fees for doing these transfers. So Global Money is a completely fee-free transaction. We will not charge you any fees for doing an online remittance between HSBC India to HSBC overseas. You can conveniently do the transfer. It will be real time and without any fees, etc. And it's a fully digital platform. So our relationship managers can guide you for doing the transfer. So it's a completely convenient process. Moving on, Shweta, if you want to give any last thoughts about this, Shweta, what our customers should do, what are the next steps, and what should they definitely do when they're applying for Credila?
I think the first I would really want to say is that study abroad is an extremely, extremely exciting and interesting opportunity. I think as parents, and I'm a parent myself, right? We have to convince ourselves whether this is the right path or not. But I think the kind of diversity and diaspora and learnings that students get, I think it is worth investing in it. So that is one. Do read about which country, to understand about what your child's interests are. Maybe again, Deepa, they can hop onto your network with Crimson and they can really take it forward from there and understand where the child's potential lies. Now, once that is decided, then of course everybody else will take care, right? If you have decided, then as I said, that HSBC and Credila will come together and we will ensure that your child goes abroad seamlessly, absolutely without any financial worry. What we can do is we can take care of your financial worries and we can 100% help you all plan your finances better so that that finance is not a blockage to your child's future. So with that being rest assured, okay, and that is the kind of assurance this partnership and we have talked at length about. Next comes when to apply. Do not delay it. Again, if you guys are in two minds, should I apply, should I not apply? Application comes at zero cost, right? It does not cost you anything except for certain time just to upload those documents to us. So with that, at least apply for a loan, think about it, and once you're closer to a decision, give us a call. We will definitely let you know why you should take a loan, right? TCS 4.5% saving up front, right? And income tax benefits under Section 80E. These are the best two reasons why one should take a loan. Again, make the child more independent. The world is extremely agile. We really do not know what's happening. Preserve your savings, right? Make them to keep investing, keep making them keep your money work hard for you, and leave the financial worries to the financial experts like us.
Absolutely. And there are many interesting blogs on our HSBC website for students, for parents, for graduates. So if you're a student and you've got admission in a particular country, there is an interesting blog page that we have on how to prepare for, say, Australia, for Singapore, for US, for UK. So you can go that because there are a lot of do's and don'ts that you can do for a particular country before you leave for overseas. In terms of for the students, I'm again wanting to reiterate because there's a lot of inhibitions or excitement, but also challenges that you may feel that there are there. So don't worry. If you choose HSBC and Credila as a partner, we will help you in setting up your international account before departure. All your university fees and your accommodation expenses can be disbursed by Credila, and you can make those payments directly through our global money transfers through your mobile app. You'll get a global premier status if your parents open an account here in India. You'll get access to HSBC Premier Credit Card, which is used globally. You'll also enjoy comprehensive view of HSBC accounts worldwide with our feature called as Global View Global Transfer. Access your Premier benefits, including 24 into 7 access to our helpline numbers in India and across the world. Emergency encashment of up to USD $2,000 in overseas is available in case you lose your wallet or your valuables. And of course, as I told you, the fastest and the fee transfer is available on just on your fingertips. So do go through our blogs. I would like to thank Shweta for sharing her valuable insights and expertise. We appreciate you taking the time to address our questions and concerns. To all our clients, including the parents and the students, thank you for joining us today. We hope this webinar had valuable insights into planning for overseas educations. Just summarizing the key takeaways, there are various financing options available to help manage the cost of overseas education. Careful planning and preparation are crucial for university selection, travel arrangements, and settling abroad. HSBC, in partnership with HDFC Credila, is committed in supporting you for your overseas education journey with financial solutions and expert guidance. As next step, to learn more from HSBC and on HSBC NRI accounts, student banking solutions, and premier benefits, visit our website or you can click on the link which is there on the ticker note. We encourage you to connect with your relationship managers for personalized advice and specific needs. Thank you once again for joining us today. We look forward for connecting with you in the near future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.